Sorry guys, I don't know what happened. That was weird. I didn't touch anything. This video just like shut itself off. So we're going to finish this a little bit more. Oh, that looks cool, buddy. Come here. Come here and show it really quick. Ah!
If any of you people know about FNAF, you might know who this is. His name is Ennard.
Ennard. Okay, so I'm sorry about that. Okay, so we're in the part where the monster is retelling his story, and he's just tried to knock on the door of the cottage and collapsed. Again, I rose, and with renewed determination, I approached the door of their cottage. I don't know what's going on. Sorry, I'm trying to look at this thing, but it's not. Okay, I need to type something. I know, not sure why it, paused itself. Okay. Oh, I don't know what is happening with that. I don't, stop. Okay, so we're just going to keep going. I'm sorry, Cheryl, please try to get back on. I know you can't see me. And I can't see what's going on here. Okay, sorry, I'm going to lift this up for just a second. No, I don't, just stop that. Okay. Yes, how can I help you?
Do you need help?
No, I'm live again. I just don't know what happened here, and I'm watching it on your dad's Facebook. So we're going to refresh and see if the new one is there. Okay, it is. And Cheryl's back. Yay. Okay. Yeah, that was like the weirdest thing. I don't know. It's good now. Okay, okay. Yay, I love you. Again, I rose, and with renewed determination, hey guys, if you're whispering right there, I can still hear you. Go in the kitchen or in a bedroom. Thank you. I knocked. Who is there? Said the welcoming voice. Come in. I entered. Pardon this intrusion, said I. I am a traveler in want of a little rest. You would greatly oblige me if you would allow me to remain a few minutes before the fire. Enter, said the old man, and I will try in what manner I can relieve your wants, but unfortunately my children are from home, and as I am blind, I am afraid I shall find it difficult to procure food for you. Do not trouble yourself, my kind host. I have food. It is warmth and rest only that I need. I sat down, and a silence ensued. I knew that every minute was precious to me, yet I remained irresolute in what manner to commence the interview, when the old man addressed me. By your language, stranger, I suppose you are my countryman. Are you French? No, but I was educated by a French family, and understand that language only. I am now going to claim the protection of some friends whom I sincerely love, and of whose favor I have some hopes. Are they Germans? No, they are French. These amiable people to whom I go have never seen me, and know little of me. I am an unfortunate and deserted creature. I have no relation or friend upon earth. I am full of fears, for if I fail there, I am an outcast in the world forever. Do not despair. To be friendless is indeed to be unfortunate, but the hearts of men, when unprejudiced by any obvious self-interest, are full of brotherly love and charity. These people are kind. They are the most excellent creatures in the world. I tenderly love these friends. I have, unknown to them, been for many months in the habits of daily kindness towards them, but they believe that I wish to injure them, and it is that prejudice which I wish to overcome. Where do these friends reside? Near this spot. The old man paused and then continued. If you will unreservedly confide to me the particulars of your tale, I perhaps may be of use in undeceiving them. I am blind, and cannot judge of your countenance, but there is something in your words which persuades me that you are sincere. I am poor, but it will afford me true pleasure to be in any way serviceable to a human creature. Excellent man, you raise me from the dust by this kindness. I shall be forever grateful, and your present humanity assures me of success with those friends whom I am on the point of meeting. May I know the names and residence of those friends? I paused. This, I thought, was the moment of decision, which was to rob me of, or bestow happiness on me forever. I struggled vainly for firmness sufficient to answer him, but the effort destroyed all my remaining strength. Sorry, weird truck out front. I sank on the chair and sobbed aloud. At that moment I heard the steps of my younger protectors. I had not a moment to lose, but seizing the hand of the old man, I cried, "Now is the time. Save and protect me. You and your family are the friends whom I seek. Do not you desert me in the hour of trial." "Great God!" exclaimed the old man. "Who are you?" At that instant, the cottage door was opened, and Felix and Agatha entered. Who can describe their horror and consternation on beholding me? Agatha screamed, and Felix darted forward and with supernatural force tore me from his father, to whose knees I clung. In a transport of fury, he dashed me to the ground and struck me violently with a stick. I could have torn him limb from limb as the lion rends the antelope, but my heart sunk within me as with bitter sickness, and I refrained. When I saw him on the point of repeating his blow, I quitted the cottage and escaped into the wood. Cursed, cursed creature! Why did I live? Why, in that instant, did I not extinguish the spark of existence which you had so wantonly bestowed? I know not. Despair had not yet taken possession of me. My feelings were those of rage and revenge. I could with pleasure have destroyed the cottage and its inhabitants and have glutted myself over their shrieks and misery. Overcome by pain, and no longer restrained by the fear of discovery, I gave vent to my anguish in fearful howlings. I was like a wild beast that had broken the toils, destroying the objects that obstructed me, and ranging through the wood with a stag-like swiftness. Oh, what a miserable night I passed! The cold stars shone in mockery, and the bare trees waved their branches above me. Now and then the sweet voice of a bird burst forth amid the universal stillness. All, save I, were at rest or in enjoyment. Like the arch-fiend, I bore a hell within me, and finding myself excluded from all sympathy, wished to tear up the trees, spread havoc and destruction around me, and then to have sat down and enjoyed the ruin. Feelings of revenge and hatred filled my bosom. But when I thought of my friends, of the mild voice of the old man, the gentle eyes of Agatha, and even the heroic protectiveness of Felix, these thoughts vanished, and a gush of tears somewhat soothed me. But again, when I reflected that they had spurned and deserted me, anger returned. A rage of anger and fury that burst all bounds of reason and reflection. I resolved to fly far from the scene of my misfortunes. But to me, hated and despised, every country must be equally horrible. At length the thought of you crossed my mind. I learned from your papers that you were my father, my creator, and to whom could I apply with more fitness than to him who had given me life? Among the topics of which Felix had read aloud, geography had not been omitted. I had learned the relative situations of the different countries of the earth. You had mentioned Geneva as the name of your native town, and towards this place I resolved to proceed. On you only had I any claim for pity and redress, and from you I determined to seek that justice which I vainly attempted to gain from any other being that wore the human form. It was late in autumn when I quitted the district where I had so long resided. My travels were long, and the sufferings I endured that winter were intense. I traveled only at night, and the sun became heatless. Rain and snow poured around me. Mighty rivers were frozen. The surface of the earth was hard and chill and bare, and I found no shelter. Oh, earth! How often did I imprecate curses on the cause of my being? The nearer I approached to your habitation, the more deeply did I feel the spirit of revenge enkindled in my heart. The labors I endured were not alleviated by the bright sun or the gentle breezes of spring. It was evening when I reached the environs of Geneva, and I retired to a hiding place among the fields that surrounded it to meditate in what manner I should apply to you. I was oppressed by fatigue and hunger, and far too unhappy to enjoy the prospect of the sun setting behind the stupendous mountains of Jura. At this time, a slight sleep relieved me from the pain of reflection, which was disturbed by the approach of a beautiful child who came running into the recess I had chosen with all the sportiveness of infancy. Suddenly, as I gazed on him, an idea seized me that this little creature was unprejudiced and had lived too short a time to have imbibed a horror of deformity. If, therefore, I could take him and educate him as my companion and friend, I should not be so desolate in this peopled earth. Urged by the impulse, I seized on the boy as he passed and drew him toward me. As soon as he beheld my form, he placed his hands before his eyes and uttered a shrill scream. I drew his hand forcibly from his face and said, "Child, what is the meaning of this? I do not intend to hurt you. Listen to me." He struggled violently. "Let me go," he cried. "Monster, ugly wretch! You wish to eat me and tear me to pieces. You are an ogre. Let me go, or I will tell my papa." "Boy, you will never see your father again. You must come with me." "Hideous monster, let me go. My papa is Dr. Frankenstein. He will punish you." "Frankenstein? You belong then to my enemy, to him towards whom I have sworn eternal revenge. You shall be my first victim." The child still struggled and loaded me with epithets which carried despair to my heart. I grasped his throat to silence him, and in a moment he lay dead at my feet. I gazed on my victim, and my heart swelled with exultation and hellish triumph. Clapping my hands, I exclaimed, "I, too, can create desolation. My enemy is not invulnerable. This death will carry despair to him, and 1,000 other miseries shall torment and destroy him." As I fixed my eyes on the child, I saw something glittering on his breast. I took it. It was a portrait of a most lovely woman. In spite of my malignity, it softened and attracted me. For a few moments I gazed with delight on her dark eyes, fringed by deep lashes, and her lovely lips. But presently my rage returned. I remembered that I was forever deprived of the delights that such beautiful creatures could bestow, and that she whose resemblance I contemplated would, in regarding me, have changed that air of benign benignity to one expressive of disgust and affright. Can you wonder that such thoughts transported me with rage? I left the spot where I had committed the murder, and seeking a more secluded hiding place, I entered a barn which had appeared to me to be empty. A woman was sleeping on some straw. She was young, not indeed so beautiful as her whose portrait I held, but of an agreeable aspect, and blooming in the loveliness of youth and health. Here, I thought, is one of those whose joy-imparting smiles are bestowed on all but me. I bent over her and whispered, "Awake, fairest. Thy lover is near, he who would give his life but to obtain one look of affection from thine eyes. The sleeper stirred. A thrill of terror ran through me. Thanks to the lessons of Felix and the sanguinary laws of man, I had learned how to work mischief. I placed the portrait securely in one of the folds of her dress. She moved again, and I fled. For some days I haunted the spot where these scenes had taken place, sometimes wishing to see you, sometimes resolved to quit the world and its miseries forever. At length I wandered through these mountains, and have ranged through their immense recesses, consumed by a burning passion which you alone can gratify. We may not part until you have promised to comply with my requisition. I am alone and miserable. Man will not associate with me, but one as deformed and horrible as myself would not deny herself to me. My companion must be of the same species and have the same defects. This being you must create. And I think, since the next part is 3, and let's just see. Oh, there are four parts. So, how many pages are we looking at? Okay. So we've got probably 20 actual pages left. Excuse me. Maybe 25. So I think what we will do is, today's Sunday, and so I think what we'll do, is get together on Friday. Do you guys want to do a Devil's Night reading? I'm probably going to have to find a copy of The Crow for that night, too. Yeah. So, okay, here's the plan. So we'll get together 7 o'clock-ish on Friday. Does that sound good to you guys? Okay, so we'll do that. We'll get together at 7 on Friday, and we'll read Frankenstein Part 3. We'll do it in 2 parts if we have to. And try to get that down to about 2 hours. And then, if I can find a copy, I will start a watch party on Facebook and also on the laptop, because I have a feeling I'm probably going to have to watch it on there. We'll do a watch party of The Crow. And get ourselves all set up for Saturday, Halloween. So we can finish Frankenstein on Halloween, have a little fire, have a little party. Yeah. So, I need you guys to order some, like, mulled or, adult apple cider, because that's what I'm going to be having. So, we'll all dress in our Halloween best, whatever that may be. We'll have fire. You guys can have a fire. You can be socially distanced in your house, outside your house, on your property, with a fire. I'll have a fire going, and we'll have our own little Halloween party. Yeah. Okay, so we have a plan, which is better than I had 20 minutes ago. So, yeah, you guys, thank you again for being here. Thank you for putting up with the little technical difficulties. I appreciate that. You guys take care of each other, and we'll talk soon. I love you. Bye.